Good day everyone, welcome to today's discussion. This is Dr. Mollika Ghosh, faculty member at the School of Business, Bangladesh Open University. To discuss today's topic, at the studio we have
Hello dear learners, this is Adiba Anis, faculty member at the School of Business, Bangladesh Open University.
Thank you Adiba.
You're welcome.
Well learners, you know this program has been specially designed for the BBA students of Bangladesh Open University, but we are quite sure that this discussion will definitely benefit the students of PGDM, that means Postgraduate Diploma in Management Program, and the Master of Business Administration, that means MBA students of Bangladesh Open University. So learners, today we are going to discuss about the topic Introduction of Services, which is the first lesson of the first chapter of Services Marketing, bearing course code BBA 8346.
Learners, before we begin our discussion today, I think it's better that you grab hold of some papers and a pen so that while we are discussing, you can take notes down. And if you face any disturbance or a problem in understanding, then you can discuss with your assigned course teacher or also the teachers at the School of Business, Bangladesh Open University.
Now my dear learners, before starting the core discussion, let's focus on the today's objectives that we will thoroughly check out one after one. So firstly, we are going to highlight what are services, and next topic will be why services marketing is necessary. Then the third one is service and technology, and the fourth one characteristics of services, and the last one is service marketing mix. So learners, let's focus one after another for your convenience.
Before we go in the main discussion, let's just first understand what services are. Learners, put in the simplest terms, services are deeds, processes and performances provided, co-produced or co-created by one entity for another entity. And to add with it a broader perspective, we can say that services can be defined as acts that include economic activities whose output is not a physical product or construction. It is generally consumed as soon as it's produced, as well as it provides a lot of added values, which can include convenience, timeliness, amusement, comfort, and health-related benefits that are essentially intangible in concern for the first purchaser.
Oh, that's such a broad definition, Adiba.
Yes,
Thank you for your basic points. So now, dear learners, as we begin our discussion of services marketing and management, it is important to draw your attention in the upcoming figure. Please look at the screen, learners. So here you will get 4 key factors which are necessary for services marketing. That will give you an understanding that why services marketing is necessary in the contemporary scenario of business. So firstly, service-based economies. First, service marketing concepts and strategies have developed in response to the tremendous growth of service industries, resulting in their increased importance to the developed and developing countries' economies. And secondly, service as a business imperative in goods-focused businesses. The traditional service industries such as banking, transportation, hospitality and healthcare have evolved and become even more competitive. As we see that the need for effective service management and marketing strategies have continued. And thirdly, deregulated industries and professional service needs. The marketing decisions that used to be tightly controlled by the governments now partially or sometimes totally is controlled by the individual firms. So these firms allocate or hire the employees who are very creative in nature, who are freedom lovers. So they need some spaces about the new concepts of services marketing. So therefore, these industries have become increasingly competitive, and as a professional standards, they have modified their service marketing techniques and definitions. And the last one is services marketing is different. As we know, people who moved from marketing in packaged goods industries to marketing in diverse economies, sectors who are not directly transferable faced issues and dilemmas in marketing services that their experiences in packaged goods and manufacturing had not prepared actually for them. So these people realized that the need for new concepts and approaches for services marketing is very essential. So what do you think, Adiba? Have I said the right things or not?
Of course. And with that, I would like to add about why services and technologies go hand in hand. As you discussed, technology is very important, and you know, technology and service, specifically information technology, are shaping the field of services very profoundly. So let's look at the images as well. Learners, please look at the screen and you will see that we have put up a table over here. First, we are talking about technology-based services or service offerings. You know, automated voicemail, interactive voice response systems, cell phones, automated teller machines. These are all common services which were possible only because of new technologies. Internet-based companies like Amazon, Google, Alphabet, all of them offer services that were not heard of before, and this is opening up innumerable opportunities for providing services. Next, we will be talking about new ways to deliver services. You know, technology facilitates basic consumer services or functions like bill payment, transferring money from one account to another, or questioning or checking the account records. Transactions can also be made from one institution to another only with the use of technology. So this is becoming very easy for the consumers. Third, we will be talking about enabling both consumers and employees. You know, via online banking, customers can access their accounts, check their balances, as well as apply for loans. They can shift transactions from one account to another. They can also have assistance from bank employees. We just have to call the hotline number, you know. And also through social media, they can consult with other associated people. The fourth one, which is extending the global reach of services. This can be said that internet itself actually has no boundaries, and with it, consumer or customer services, then transactions moving across one country to the continent as well as around the world is very easy now, and people can stay in touch. Just a few days earlier, I was talking to another of my acquaintances using the internet via a mobile phone. He or she is not in this country, sitting apart in another, just the other part of the world. So it's very easy. We can use this kind of calling services very frequently now. So Molika, these were our thoughts on these two figures for our learners' clarity. What's next?
Of course, Adiba. There are few differences exist between the characteristics of goods and characteristics of services.
Okay.
So learners, we should understand that there are basic distinctive characteristics of services which make it very unique in terms of its performance and actions and deeds. So let's focus one by one. Please have a look on the screen, dear learners. So this figure is illustrating that there are four characteristics which are unique in nature. The first one is intangibility, and the second one is heterogeneity or variability. Then the third one is inseparability or simultaneous production and consumption, and the last one is perishability. So firstly, let's focus on what is the meaning of intangibility. which is the first characteristics of services. So I think learners, already you have the understanding that services performance basically are very intangible in nature. That means we cannot see it, we cannot feel it, we cannot even touch, hear or smell. That means we just have to imagine or predict that what we are going to experience. This is actually the basic function of in service marketing mix. So consider the healthcare services in your area, that when firstly you are going to make an appointment with your doctor, so you have no idea that how the performance will be. You may have the positive experience or may have the negative experience. Although you have the primary experience that this doctor is going to serve you very good, but some experience may not be benefited or facilitating regarding your expectation. So the marketing implication here in this case is that service cannot be patented. That's why the competitors can easily copy it. And also, Adiba, you may have also have the idea that the service performance cannot be displayed.
No, it cannot be actually.
Yes, so that means that the consumers cannot assess it properly.
Yes, of course.
So this may happen in our educational services, our restaurant services, the theme park, the entertainment facilities, the every service sectors.
Of course, of course.
And also the second factor is that the heterogeneity or the variability, which means that each of the service performance is not similar. That means no two services will be precisely alike. That the same human person who is performing the service toward the same employees, toward the same customers through the employees cannot be similar. So as this is dependent on the human interaction or behavior, as the consumers cannot articulate the service properly, therefore the service performance cannot be consistent.
Okay, with that, I would discuss about the rest of the two particulars. You know, first you mentioned about intangibility, then heterogeneity. The fourth one is simultaneous production and consumption. As you mentioned that it is actually a service which is produced later. And firstly, we are actually purchasing it.
Yes.
In case of products, we first produce the product, then sell it. While in case of service, we are selling it first and then the consumption as well as the production begins. In line with your example of education sector, just think when we are in class, people are actually paying for it in the beginning. When they come in class, then the subject teachings or whatever we do or perform in the class happens. That means paying is at the beginning and getting the service is at the end.
Yes,
and
they have to pay first the semester fees,
yes,
tuition fees, and accordingly they get the services.
That means enrollment comes first, learners, and then you actually get the services from us. In line with this, the next one is perishability. That means perishability is a fact that services cannot be saved, or you cannot actually store it to something, or nothing can be taken back from you. That means you are not returning any of it. So think of a seat in the airplane or in a restaurant, an hour at the lawyer's chamber or with your doctor. What happens? You pay for it, you grab the service, and it ends over there or has a long lasting effect on you. But can we take it back from you? No. Can it be rotten like a vegetable? No, it cannot be. That means perishability can be concerned that when something can be stored, but the service you get cannot be stored. That means it can also be not perishable, right?
Yes, Adiba. Okay. So your discussion is implied that the consumer must have to find some tangible cues to get the proper predicted service. That
yes,
what
of course.
It is going to be performed.
Yes.
So your discussion is implied that there are important tangible cues which should be understandable by the consumers, which we have identified as the three other P's in our services marketing mix.
Of course, yes.
As we have no 4 P's.
Yes.
So the first one is people, and the second one is physical evidence, and the third one is process. So learners, people are the employees or the consumers who are interacting with the service, and the physical evidence, that means the actual surrounding or the environment where the service is delivered. So Adiba, what is the next?
The one is process, yes. So process can be called as procedures or mechanisms that flows the activity from one end to another. Okay, so that means producer is producing it, the consumer is consuming it.
Thank you, Adiba, for your basic discussion. So learners, you have already understandable idea that customers are assets which need to be valued, developed and retained.
So learners, with that we are at the end of our today's discussion. If you want a better understanding, you can go through the textbooks that we have advised, Integrating Customer Focus Across the Firm, which is written by Zaitamal and other authors. You have to follow the latest editions, okay? And also you can take help from another reference book, which is Services Marketing, written by Retz and Lovelock.
Keep watching our programs, learners, and if you face any difficulty, please contact us by email at this address deanoffice.sob@gmail.com, or you may write us by mail, Office of the Dean, School of Business, Bangladesh Open University, Gazipur 1705. Thank you, learners, for staying with us.
Thank you for being with us.